Good morning, welcome back to another Lord of the Rings live stream. Today we are taking on the Druadan forest and trying it out. We're actually doing a mono deck. So last stream I was kind of talking about if I was going to try and build a mono deck, and so we're going to do it. We're going to dive in with a mono color deck. So one sphere, which, if you are not familiar with Lord of the Rings, can be kind of tricky, especially in true solo, because there are a lot of aspects of the game that you need to kind of be thinking about and taking on, and each sphere is very adept at one of those aspects, and so having one sphere kind of leaves you lacking in a couple of the other spheres, and so are the other aspects of the game. So it was actually really fun to try and build this out. I had a lot of fun because it changes the math a lot, because you're now getting 3 resources of one color rather than 1 resource or 2 resources of one color, depending on if you're running a trier or a bisphere deck. And so you can load your deck with a lot of higher cost cards, which is actually pretty cool. And so I'm excited. It works pretty well with this scenario, because this scenario is going to be trying to take money from you and also trying to take or deal additional bad things if there is a heroes without any money. And so allowing you to have 3 resources coming in of one color allows you to be able to kind of build up a stockpile and not necessarily need to spend all your resources once you do get to a threshold. So if you're trying to play Northern Tracker in the Spirit Sphere, I always have the hardest time saying that, Spirit Sphere, then it would take 4 turns if you're running a tri-sphere deck, or 2 turns and you'd have excess in a bisphere deck. And so you can kind of stand up and maintain a level of money so that you can not get hit with all the negative effects here in this scenario. So really, I thought it was really cool. I thought it was a lot of fun to try and build it around. And so let's dive into talking about what the deck build looks like. If you didn't already guess, because of all the colors, we are running a single sphere spirit deck. So one thing that I noticed is we don't have a ton of spirit heroes that are like my go-tos, right? There's a lot of dwarf spirit heroes because I went through the Hobbit, and so I have a lot of those. And then like these 3. And then outside of that, there's really not any spirit heroes that I typically am going back to. So I'm hoping to see a little bit more, or a couple more spirit heroes here in the upcoming packs. And so, reminder, if we do win today, we do get to open up this next encounter at Aemon Din. So maybe there's a spirit hero in here. We've gotten in the first one, what did we get? We got a leadership, and then we got a lore hero. So we got Frodo Baggins, who is a 7 threat. He starts at 7 threat. He's a 2/1/2 with 2 health hero, and he says after Frodo Baggins is damaged, cancel that damage and raise your threat by the amount of damage he would have been dealt. So this is once per phase. So we've got archery in here, we've got a couple of different damaging abilities, and so this kind of helps us also just like kind of soak that, and also just run a little bit fewer allies so that Frodo can take the hits, especially since we are starting pretty low on threat. Number 2 is Eowyn from the core set. Very solid hero, 9 threat, 4/1/1/3, and then she has the ability where you can discard a card from your hand to give Eowyn +1 willpower until the end of the phase. So this works really well because we're going to be questing a lot in this, and then in stage 3 we're actually attacking with our willpower, and so she becomes a big swinger, which is kind of funny. Hey Fodder, Spirit has the best threat reduction cards, and it absolutely does. Yes, it is the sphere with significant threat reduction, and that's kind of how I built this deck around. We're starting with really low threat, and then we're going to be using cards to lower our threat to try and 2 things. There are secrecy cards, so whenever you have 20 or below threat, you have these cards where they are cheaper to pay for or play. So like secrecy 3, if you have a threat of 20 or below, they do cost 3 less. And then also it allows us to kind of ignore threat at the end of the game if we want to make a big push. Because if we're sitting there at less than 20, we have a couple of turns where we can kind of not quest successfully and let our threat kind of approach, and so it gives us a little bit of a buffer. So Aowen's going to be our quester and then our big hitter, and then finally Glorfindel, if that was a surprise to anybody. But there is our 3 hero lineup. Glorfindel is a 5 threat 3/3/1 with 5 health, and then if he exhausts to commit to a quest, then he gets, or we have to raise our threat. We have to raise our threat by 1. So starting threat of 21. So 9, 7, 16, 15, yep, 21. So really low starting threat, which is also why I went with this hero combination. Is starting this low also allows us access to some of those secrecy cards. So the deck build itself is some hero or some allies. So we've got a Bofer, we got an Arwen, and we've got a Elfhelm. So these are our unique heroes. These are going to be out here. Arwen's going to help us quest in the stage 3, because stage 3 becomes a siege, so we're questing with our defense as well as just kind of questing beforehand and pumping up defense before we get to that siege. So if Arwen exhausts to commit to a quest, she'll give Frodo probably the plus defense, so that Frodo then can take more hit and we're not raising our threat as much. Bofer and Elfheim is in here just for the damage and the test, and the sieging questing ability. Then we've got 3 northern trackers. We got a lot of locations. Some of them are immune to player card effects, but we'll get those out there. They're also pretty good siege questers. We got 2 stargazers to try and help manage what's going on in our hand. We've got 3 of these white tower watchmen, which are new for us. We've got these. It's a 3 cost gray. It's a 1/02, so a fairly decent siege quester. And it says that if each of your hero belongs to the same sphere of influence, which they do, you can assign damage from undefended enemy attacks against White Tower Watchmen instead of a hero you control. And that's really solid, because we are going to have this boss guy coming in and hitting us at some point in this quest, and allies cannot defend. So we can have him go undefended and then damage the White Tower Watchmen instead. So that kind of helps that problem. We're running 3 Gandalfs. We're running 1 Overhill Underhill Gandalf and then 2 Core Set Gandalfs. Ideally, we'll get Overhill Underhill Gandalf and be able to drop him when we need him. He stays on the table he leaves unless we increase our threat. And the idea is to keep our threat super low so that we can keep Gandalf on the table, because he doesn't exhaust a quest, so he's just going to be a powerhouse for us. And that's actually all of the allies we're running. It's a fairly light ally deck. So we'll see how it goes. But again, a lot of the damage is going to go against Frodo. We're not necessarily using our allies to chump. We've got Against the Shadow in here. So play only if each of your heroes controls the printed spirit resource icon. And until the end of the phase, spirit characters use their willpower instead of defense. So this can help in either saving a big attack. So if someone's coming in and Eowyn is readied up maybe with an unexpected courage or something like that, she can defend using this, or like over here with Glorfindel, or we can use them to quest in stage 3. So in stage 3 it is the siege, so we can use this and have Eowyn and Glorfindel quest for 4 and 3 instead of 1s. So we got stand-in fights to kind of bring back some of our allies. Unexpected courages, they typically will probably just go on Frodo. So there's that. We've got Out of Sight, which is our first secrecy card. So enemies engaged with you cannot attack as long as we have, it's a 5 cost secrecy 3. So for 20 or under, it is a 2 cost. So that can help get us out of some early game situations. Got 3 copies of Resourceful. So this costs 1 if we're under 20. And then the hero gains 1 additional resource every upkeep phase, so that's nice. That's going to help us with maintaining, because kind of what we want to do is at least have 1 resource in all of our heroes pools, and maybe 2. If we can have 2 in all of our pools, we'll be pretty safe from a lot of the treacheries. We got Thor's Key. So attached to a hero, and then after a location is added to the staging area, attach this key to that location. While it's attached to a location, it gains you basically treat that location's text box as if it was blank. And so that works out really well with some of these locations that are giving archery bonuses and everything that can just be very detrimental. There's also one that gains threat equal to the highest threat of an enemy in the staging area. And so if we attach this to that location, it's effectively negated. So that's nice. We got 2 Light of Eleanor's for Glorfindel. We got 3 Dwarven Tombs. Got 3 Hasty Strokes, 3 Test of Wills, 3 Ancient Matins to draw cards. And then our threat mitigation is going to be Elrond's Councils and Galadriel's. And then last, we got 2 Good Meals. So attached to a Hobbit character, discard Good Meal to lower the cost of the next event you play that matches the attached hero's sphere by 2. So throw this on Frodo, and then we can discard Good Meal to play Galadriel's for 1. And so just some really solid like money manipulation there, especially because we want to be hanging on to our resources. So that's kind of the big thing about this quest, is we don't want to be empty pocketed, because that can lead to some very dangerous stuff. Like there's an archery enemy in here that gets archery X, where X is the number of heroes with no resources in their pool. And so that's nasty. That's very, very nasty. Alrighty. It is fun to play the Monosphere deck. I think this one in particular works out well because we can attack with our willpower. I think this one's kind of pushing you into a mono spirit deck. So there is that, but it was fun. I'm hoping that maybe some of the next quests are trying to push us into mono tactics or mono lore leadership or something like that, because they make me use cards that I'm not typically using, right? So some of these secrecy cards and some of the cards that are like, none of the enemies can attack you this round. Like I typically am using tactics cards or maybe a forest snare to try and prevent enemies from attacking, and so seeing that they do have access to that in blue, I'm just not typically playing it. It's kind of interesting. So it definitely leads to some different strategies that I'm excited to try out. All right. So the pursuit. The leader of the underworld cabal from Minas Tirith has fled with his remaining henchmen. You have followed him to the trail of Druadan Forest, hoping to bring the nameless villain to justice. And the Druadan Forest is right here. So, right out here, right outside of Minas Tirith, away from Mordor. Search the encounter deck for Drew and set him aside, out of play. So, he's coming out of here. Shuffle the encounter deck. The Druadan Forest is a wild and dangerous place. It is said that Woses, reclusive forest dwellers, still reside in the trees. You wonder if your quarry has been considered the danger of this course. When revealed, reveal 1 card from the encounter deck per player and add it to the staging area. So this can get really dangerous. It kind of depends on what we flip here, because I've had in some of my practice games, I flipped like a surge, and then my first encounter I flipped into a surge. Is bad. Okay, so Prowl 1 Archery X. X is the number of heroes with no resources in their resource pools. This is actually pretty tough to flip. Prowl is a new keyword saying that whenever you flip, you have to discard resources from your hero's pool equal to the Prowl value. So right now we don't have any resources because we haven't gone through our upkeep phase. So this would reduce, if we had flipped him in our encounter phase, we would have had to discard a resource. And then this is actually the card that I was talking about. So he gets Archery X. Right now, Archery is 3. When we fill this up, it's going to be Archery 0. So I don't love flipping him because we don't have a huge amount of attackers, right? So his defense is 3, meaning Glorfindel can't break that defense. So he may just, I don't know. We're just gonna have to probably have him sit in that staging area for a little bit. We get 6 cards. We got a good meal. Got the key. Elrond's Counsel is big. Unexpected Courage, a Test of Will, and Against the Shadow. Oh, this is tough. So I want to keep this. Elrond's Counsel brings us under 20, but we don't have any secrecy cards, so we can't necessarily take advantage of being under 20. Good meal is nice. Mulligans in Lord of the Rings are so stressful. Isn't that the truth, though? They really are. Because, yeah. I think I am going to mulligan. I really want a Light of Valinor, a Resourceful, Threat Mitigation, which I have Threat Mitigation, but I would really prefer having... I'd really prefer mulliganing hard for a Light of Valinor and a Galadriel's Greeting. That'd be really nice. What would we have gotten? Hasty Stroke, yeah. Okay. The Shadow and Treacheries in this are not horrible unless they are. They're very situationally bad. So I'm hoping that this is I just threw it in there because we needed space in our deck for more cards. Or we had space in our deck for more cards. Okay, so we're gonna mulligan. Give me that Light of Valinor. If we do get the Light of Valinor, we probably won't use it regardless, because at least on the first turn, because we don't want to have an archery coming at us. So we'll regardless of what we draw, we'll probably not use any resources this first turn, so we don't have a huge archery coming in at us. Okay, here we go. We make the right choice. We got a Hasty Stroke, a White Tower Watchman, Dwarven Tomb, Bofur, Gandalf, and a Resourceful. Okay, so we got the Resourceful, but we don't have any threat mitigation. Gandalf is threat mitigation, but he's a really expensive threat mitigation, and Gandalf is actually also our problem solver for this guy here. So, okay, what do we draw into? Elfheim. Okay. Elfhelm. Okay, so we've got a couple of things here. Alrighty. Now we pass out money. Everyone gets 1. Archery is at 0. We are probably just going to quest for 6 here against 2. Flip into a 0, but each Woe's enemy gets +2. This is... I hate this card. So this is 2/4, so this becomes a 6 in the staging area, which is just incredibly difficult. We quested for 6. I could discard at this point to go up to 7 to place a progress token, but I'm not going to. So at this point, we go to archery. Archery 0. And then in counter phase, we don't need to engage him. We will engage her just to get her out of the staging area, because she can lead she can cause massive issues. She's going to attack for 0. We're going to take it undefended. Shadow, remove X progress tokens from the quest, where X is the attacking enemy's threat. At this point, we will just take that damage. We'll place it on Glorfindel, and then we will use Glorfindel to swing back for 3, dealing 1 damage to her. Okay. End of the round, we stand up, increase our threat. Top of the round, we will gain a resource and draw into it. Oh, there's a Test of Will. Okay, so we have a little bit of... So now I'm thinking about playing Gandalf. Just getting Gandalf out here. Then we can take care of this guy. And then quest pretty heavy. And try and push. There's really nothing that we want to build up that we don't want to necessarily just push through the quest. At stage 2, we don't really want to push through stage 2 super quickly, because then we'll pull this guy out, and we need to have some sort of build for him. But I'm thinking about putting Gandalf out to just get rid of this issue, and then Glorfindel can hit here. That does set us back a little bit, but also this guy is just going to kill us eventually. Okay. Let's do it. So we'll spend 2 from Frodo, 2 from Glorfindel, and 1 from Eowyn. The reason I'm doing only 1 from Eowyn is because there are treacheries in here that say, like, every hero has to take a damage or spend a resource and stuff like that, or spend a resource or you're removed from the quest, and Eowyn's going to be our quester. So we're going to play Gandalf. We're going to choose to deal 4 damage to this guy. Take him out. And then we will go into our... It also kind of hurts not using him for threat mitigation to get resourceful out there, but if I let him sit in there, we're gonna have some issues. Let's quest for 8. We'll flip into Overgrown Trail. As an action, we can exhaust a ranger character to place 3 progress tokens on Overgrown Trail. It has 4, so we will go ahead and we successfully quested 4 over. In the travel phase, we'll choose to travel to the Overgrown Trail. Then we will have encounter phase. No one's engaging us, so she's going to attack. We're going to defend with Frodo, so she's attacking 1 to 2. Discard an attachment from the defending character. We don't have any. And then Glorfindel will swing back and kill her. Also, I need to go to the store. I have run out of coffee, and so I made coffee. We had like these like little packs that make like half a pot of coffee from that we got at like some hotel or something. And so I ripped 2 of those open, and they did not taste good. Alrighty, so ready up. We'll go up to 23. Gandalf goes away. Draw into out of sight. I really want my threat stuff. Come on. Pass out money. We could play a resourceful right now, but again, we're just at this point we're just hanging on to money, so we don't get hit too hard. Yeah, the problem with the monosphere is we don't have access to the card draw that lore gives us, and so there are ancient mountains in here, but if we don't draw into them, then we don't have any ways to necessarily draw cards, and so that can get pretty tricky. Okay, we're just gonna sit here and we're gonna quest for 6 with Eowyn and Frodo. We will flip into the Druadan Thief. So this surges and prowl 1, so we'll give 1 from Eowyn, and surges into Surge. Each player must pay 1 resources for each attachment he controls, or discard all attachments he controls. We'll discard all the attachments, and then it surges into Garden of Poisons. Heroes cannot gain resources from card effects, and each player must pay 1 resource to travel here. So we quested for 6 total. We're showing 4. We're going to put 2 here. And this guy's going to engage us. We will take the attack undefended, so it's going to be a 2. Shadow is, it gets +2. We're actually going to use 1 to hasty stroke this to cancel that. And so he's dealing 2 damage. We're going to place that on Eowyn. We're going to place that on Glorfindel. And then we'll have Glorfindel swing and kill. Health is a resource. The reason I really want to draw into some of my threat mitigation cards, and so I don't want to raise my threat with Frodo right now. And so if I want to try and like fill out as much as I can the health. There are a couple cards in there that will deal damage, and that's why I didn't do it to Eowyn, because we now have 2 health remaining. We'll stand up, increase our threat, draw a card into Dwarven Tomb. We actually may grab Hasty Stroke back, just because that can be really helpful. And we'll pass out some money. Nothing that I really want to play. We will go ahead and Dwarven Tomb that Hasty Stroke, just so we have that safety in our hand. We're showing 2. Then at some point we just gotta accept that we're not gonna draw into the cards that we need. So, but let's go ahead and do 6. showing 2. Flip into a 3. This is immune to player card effects. And so at this point, we're starting to get a little close to being location locked, which is a little scary, but it is what it is. So we quested for 6, showing 5. We'll place 1 here. If we can draw into a northern tracker, that solves this problem here. So there are a couple of outs that we have. So we will unexhaust, raise our threat. Come on, give me a good something. Another White Tower Watcher. Pass out some money. We're starting to build up enough money to feel a little bit more comfortable here, which is nice. And honestly, we're probably getting to the point where we just drop the Resourceful. We go like 2, 3, 4, and drop Resourceful on Eowyn, just so that she's always having, because she's going to be our quester, right? So she needs to have the money. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll drop Resourceful on Eowyn. Then we may use a Boffer at this point as his quest action to get him out there. So we'll go 4, 6. We're showing 5, which is really scary. We may use Glorfindel here. Let's go ahead and... yeah, we'll use Glorfindel. We'll increase our threat by 1, and that will be 9. Let's just go ahead and put that up there. So 9. Showing 5. Flip into... each Woes enemy gains archery 1, and X is equal to the total archery value of the highest Woes enemy in play. So right now that's 0, which is excellent, because we quested for 9, showing 5, 4 rolls over, meaning that 1 goes here, and then this gets cleared. That was really big for us. Let's go ahead and travel to the garden. Or, I'm sorry, the glade. The glade. Okay, so we'll ready up. Increase our threat to 27. Pass out money. Eowyn gets 2. Draw a card. Hey, there's another Resourceful. Okay. It's kind of interesting. I guess if we're not doing anything else, we might as well go 1, 2, 3, 4. And drop Resourceful on Glorfindel. There are shadow cards that have you discard attachments from the defending character, which is why the last one's going on Frodo, because Frodo is going to be the one defending the majority of the time. Okay. So we're showing 2. We'll quest for 6, knowing that we have a Boffer if we need it. We'll flip into, Archery 2, Prowl X. X is the number of players in the game. So we'll get rid of this from Glorfindel. So now this is 2, 4, 6. Okay, so now I'm trying to figure out if I want to play Boffer to get 2. I think I do. Well, then we would be successful. Boffer comes back to our hand. I do think that is the right call, though. So Boffer comes in exhausted to the quest. So now we are questing for 2, 6, 8. Showing 6. 2 goes here. That way, if we draw into like a Lorien Guide or something like that, that also helps. No, it doesn't, because it's immune to player card effects. And then if you quest successfully this phase, Boffer is still in play, return him to your hand. So he comes back. Archery 2. We'll go 1, 2. I don't want to engage him, but he has archery. Oh, and each woes enemy gains archery 1. So actually, yeah, we'll go 2 there. I feel like we have to engage him. I have an out of sight, but I can't pay for it. Tough. I think we may leave him out one more time, and then we have we have 5. We can pay for an Elfheim, and then probably get a Boffer out there for free for 1 next turn. Tough. We do take another archery 3, which is really not good. We're gonna engage him, because then this goes back down to 2 instead of 6. He's gonna attack for 3. We'll take it undefended. 0. We'll raise our threat by 3 to prevent that with Frodo, and then we'll have Glorfindel swing back and deal 1 damage to him. Don't love it, but it's where we're at. Unexhaust. Increase our threat to 30. Got a hasty stroke. Come on, give me something good. Pass out money. Let's go 2, 3, 4 to play Elfhelm. And I think at this point we're going to save, because these 2 attacking can kill this guy. So our threat is just going to go insane. I need a threat mitigation card. Hey, Beast Snow, how's it going? How you doing? I need some threat mitigation. Okay, so we're going to quest with Frodo and Eowyn. Please don't draw an enemy. Please don't draw an enemy. So that's 6. Okay, when revealed, each player removes 1 character he controls from the quest, if able. Then, if any player has no characters committed from the quest, remove all characters from the quest. Okay, so at this point, we can go down to 4, which would clear this. So we're good. We'll remove Frodo from the quest. So we're questing for 4, showing 2. 2 rolls over, 1 gets placed up here. So we're at 6 out of 11 there. This is cleared. Then we will spend 1 resource to travel here. Not too bad. T-Snow and I have been since Monday morning. Just a lot of laying in bed. I'm sorry to hear that. Are you feeling any better yet? Heard. That's too bad. This guy's going to attack. We will take it to the face. Remove X progress tokens from the current quest where X is the attacking enemy's threat. That's fine. And then he attacked for 3, so we'll go 1, 2, 3 with Frodo. And then we will swing back with Glorfindel and Elfheim to kill. I would also take a Stargazer. I would not be upset with a Stargazer. But now my threat's at 33, which is too high. Actually, it's at 34 because we're increasing it at the end of the round. Drawing into another out of sight does not help. Out of sight is very expensive. But we are starting to get some money, so that's kind of nice. So we have a total of 6 resources. I think we're going to get a guard out there. Let's go ahead and do that. So we got 1, 2, 3 to get a White Tower Watchman onto the table. And I think that's all we're going to pay for right now. And mostly just a sore throat from me and a headache, but that part is pretty normal. She has a sore throat and a fever, just waiting it out. Man, I hope you feel better soon. That sounds sad. Good luck with that. So we'll quest for 6 to 0, flip into a 2. So that rolls 4. So that clears, and we got 1 here. Then we'll travel here. That's the end of the round. Stand up. Increase threat. Draw into, stand and fight. I need some threat stuff. I'm at 35. Ooh. Okay, pass out money. We're gonna spend 2, 3. Play Bofer. You got no, we'll keep the money. I want to drop another Watchman at some point. Yeah, we'll drop the Watchman next turn. There's no reason to do it right now, I don't think. So we'll quest for 2, 4, 8 against 0. Flip into, when revealed, each hero must pay 1 resource or take 1 damage. If no hero takes damage from this effect, Min and Dark gains Surge. Let's go ahead and just spend 1 and play a Test of Will, because I don't want to do that. Happy to see some more Lord of the Rings. I need to keep going through my Agmar campaign, but I've been stalling and playing Destiny 2. I've heard amazing things about Destiny 2. I've never actually tried it though. But yeah, Lord of the Rings it just continually gets better. I mean, it was a really good game. I think the core set, compared to like Marvel Champions, is on the weaker side. But then like you go into Mirkwood, and then you go into Darrow-Delph, and Darrow-Delph's like incredible, and then you go into the Hobbit. I went into the Hobbit. Hobbit was good, but then like this cycle has just been awesome. I've loved this cycle. It's been incredibly good. Okay, so I quested for 8 to 0, so this clears. We place 5 here, which actually may push us. Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It doesn't. That's fine. We'll go ahead and travel. Stand up. Increase threat to 36. Come on, give me something good. Another out of sight. That's not what I wanted. Hey Josh, I missed the notification. Dang it. How's it going so far? I'm running a mono spirit deck. And so that part has been really fun. I've been really enjoying that. But I started at 21 threat, and I have not drawn any of my threat mitigation cards or my card draw stuff. So I had a couple of enemies pop out here at the beginning, which stalled me out for a little bit. We've started to build, which has been nice. But I'm going to need some threat mitigation, or else we're going to lose this pretty quickly. Either that, or I need to just make the decision to push. But I don't want to. Okay, so we passed out money. We drew. We also have 3 out of sights in our hand, which is not doing great stuff for us right now. We have the money to pay for it now, which is nice. But still, we'll spend 3 to play a second copy of White Tower Watchman. We will go. You know what? We're actually gonna hang on to the Dwarven Tomb in order to hopefully draw into Galadrium's or a Elrond's Council, and then we can Dwarven Tomb that to really kind of mitigate our threat. So instead of drawing that Test of Will, we have enough money right now, and so I think we're fine. This is pay 1 resource. Yeah. I'll tell you what I told Jason. Destiny 2 is amazing, but time consuming. If you really get into it, it would take away from other games. And I don't think that I am ready to do that right now. I have to brag. I beat I play a lot of Slay the Spire, right? And so I beat my first Ascension 20 Slay the Spire. So Slay the Spire, I played it on stream before, but you have basically 3 levels where you're going through. It's a deck builder, and it has Ascension 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 20, and it gets more difficult as it goes on. So I beat my first Ascension 20 on Monday, and then first Ascension 20 victory on Monday, and then yesterday there's a 4th level that you can unlock, that if you basically instead of taking boons throughout the way, you can get keys, and if you unlock it, you get to fight the heart, which is just absurd. And so I got my first Ascension 20 heart kill yesterday. So 2 Ascension 20 wins. I was ecstatic. I was so happy. Josh, sounds like you're not drowning in archery yet. That's good. I had an archery guy come out, and we ended up engaging him, which is why our threat is so high, honestly, because Frodo's been doing some work, but it gets dangerous. It gets real dangerous, this archery stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and quest for 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that'll push if we need to. So in stage 2, all archery has to be dealt to allies. So at that point, we're feeling fairly confident because we have a lot of high health allies out there. So we'll quest for 8, 9. Flip into Prowl 2. When revealed, each questing hero must pay 1 resource or is removed from the quest. Okay, so Prowl 2. So we'll go 1, 2. Pay 1 resource or be removed from the quest. So we can do that. That's not super detrimental for us to keep this. The question is do we want to push? I think the answer is probably yes. So I think we'll remove Frodo and pay with Eowyn. So that takes us down to 7, which will push us. So 5, then 2, then that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 out of 11. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but congrats. It's always fun to beat. Oh yeah. I mean, like I have hundreds of hours in this game. Like across all the platforms, I would not be surprised if we're at 400 to 500 hours to get to that. So I'm very happy. An untimely end. As you move deeper into the forest, the wilderness quickly swallows all traces of civilization. Pushing through the dense patch of undergrowth, you come across a dark and tangled grove. The scent of death strikes you. In the grove, the fleeting trayers lie slain, pierced by poisoned arrows. As you search the pain-wrecked corpses of the body of the leader, the ominous echo of drums begin to sound among the trees. You desperately begin to retrace your steps from the woods, lest the fate of the traitors become your own. Archery damage must be assigned to allies if able. So we'll stand up. The most fun thing in Destiny is raiding. You and 5 others go through different challenges before you get to the final boss to get best gear and weapons. There's also PvP, but I'm apparently bad at it since turning 30. Oh, very cool. Had so much fun running Vault of Glass back in the day. Is that a Destiny thing? Threat goes up to 37. Jeez, come on, give me a Gladriums. An ancient mat. Okay, that could help. Pass out money. I want Destiny 1 raid. Nice. We're just gonna quest all out right now. So 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 to 17. Flip into Surge 1 Prowl. We'll prowl here. And then this surges into when revealed, each hero must pay 1 resource or take 1 damage. If no hero takes damage from this effect, Men in Dark gains Surge. So we'll go 1, 2, and also I guess this is a question for y'all. So if no hero takes damage, if I use Frodo's ability to cancel the damage, is that considered not taking damage? Or is it considered taking the damage option and then I raise my threat instead? We're going to raise our... How exactly is Frodo worded? After Frodo Baggins is damaged, cancel the damage. Oh, so yeah. Okay, Read the cards, because that says after he's damaged. So he is damaged, and then cancel the damage and raise your threat, and instead raise your threat by the amount of damage he would have been dealt. So actually, I don't know. Actually, I have no idea. Pretty sure you're the last person on Earth anyone wants to ask about Lord of the Rings. Yeah, so it says after he's damaged, and then it says instead of being damaged. So I'm actually not quite sure how that works. If you count Destiny as well as Destiny 2, I don't think I would want to know how many hours you put in. Steam shows me how much I put into D2 on Steam, and it's a lot. That's how you feel about Overwatch. Overwatch is such a fun game. I love watching Overwatch. VOG is back in D2 as well as King's Fall. They're bringing some old ones back. Sounds to me like he isn't damaged. If it were Marvel, I would say that's a replacement effect. Okay. So we'll pay one from Frodo and then damage Glorfindel. Such a great card, especially, and I should have threat reduction. I just haven't seen it yet. Not sure if that applies, but the card does want actual damage to happen, and if anything, it's Grim ruled, right? Okay, so he's going to engage. He'll attack for 2. Return the attacking enemy to the staging area after it attacks unless any player pays 1 resource. We'll go ahead and pay that. We'll deal the damage from the undefended attack on the White Tower Watchman. And then we will have Glorfindel swing back and kill the thief. Also, I quested for 9. I think I quested for more than that. Quested for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we flipped into 2. So I should put 9 here on the main. Just completely too much interaction. 6, 8, 9. Okay, so we'll ready up. Go to 38. Hate that number. Give me a Galadriel's. Come on, give me a Galadriel's. That would solve so many problems. Give it to me. Galadriel's greeting. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's such a beautiful thing. So we'll spend 3 and absolutely just immediately play that to reduce our threat by 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I increased my threat. I've been hitting the wrong button. So I went up to 38, then I go down to 32. Next turn we'll pull it back with the dwarven. Well, yeah, I don't want to empty out my resources quite yet. So we'll replay it next turn. Ah, that was an excellent pull. We'll quest with Eowyn. We'll quest with Bofur for 6. We are at 9. I don't want to push right now. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I don't. I want to be able to play Galadriel's before we push again. So we'll quest for 6. Flip into Glade, which is 0. So we'll place 6 on the main. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. We'll travel to the Glade, and then we will stand up. Increase our threat by 1 to 33. Pass out some money. Give me another Galadriel's. Let's do it. 200. Okay, good. Oh, a good meal. Okay, so that actually really helps with this out of sight. Let's go ahead and throw Goodwill on Frodo. Let's spend 1 to play Dwarven Tomb to grab a Galadriel's Greeting. We'll spend 3 to play Gladrium's Greeting to lower my threat by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We will spend 1. Actually, and we're going to actually spend it from Frodo over here and keep Glorfindel with 2. So we'll spend... I guess it doesn't actually matter. We'll spend 1 on Glorfindel to play Ancient Madden on here to draw some more cards. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, I feel a lot more comfortable sitting at 27. It would be nice to grab another Galadriel's, and we've already gone through 2 Dwarven Tombs or an Elrond's Council. Elrond's Council is kind of funny because it adds to your attack in Stage 3, and so that can get kind of weird. Let's go Eowyn for 4, Bofur for 6. I think we're okay to... If we go 9, there's a good chance we push. I don't know if I necessarily want to push yet. I do have out of sights. I could pay for the out of sights, so enemies engaged with you can't attack, and so that's nice. But I do kind of want Eowyn to be ready, so I have 3 of these. We'll have time. It's fine. I love the card you just put on the location. Ancient Madden. Yeah, it's so incredibly good. So instead of questing with Frodo, we're going to quest with White Tower Watchman and Elfheim, because Frodo is going to be able to swing back and hit a little bit more. So that's nice. So 4, 6, 7, 8 to 0. Flip into when revealed, each player removes 1 character he controls from the quest. Then, if any player has no characters committed to the quest, remove all characters from the quest. Okay, so this is actually... So we're at 8. This is pretty cool. Okay, so if we take Bofur off the quest, we go down to 7. 5 and 2 go here, so we don't actually want to do that, because that would push 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. If we take Eowyn off, yeah, we're at 9, right? 2, 4, 8. We're at 8. How did I count 9? 2, 3, 4, 8. We're only at 8. Okay. So if I take Bofur out, we're actually fine. So we'll take Bofur off of the quest. We're questing for 6, which hits here, and we go 1 here. So we don't push, which is fine. An Ancient triggers, drawing into a good meal, Unexpected Courage, and a Northern Tracker. Okay. Yes, Ancient Madden. Matham. I never know if I'm saying that correctly. Okay. The end of the round, we will increase our threat to 28. Pass out some money. And we'll go good meal onto Frodo, which actually is a little bit dangerous, but that's fine because we can out of sight. Because we will push this turn, so we can out of sight and pretty quickly kill him. So we need 9 attack. We'll have 4, 7, 9. So we're good there. If we flip another enemy, we'll probably kill a White Tower Watchman. So that's not the end of the world. We'll spend 2 to throw an Unexpected Courage on Eowyn, so she can quest and then attack this round. We will go 2, 3, 4 to play Northern Tracker. Unexpected Courage and Northern Tracker. It was a good pull. All the good cards are at the bottom of the deck, and now we're getting to them. Actually, I don't know if I want to do that. Oh yeah, no, because out of sight will only cost 3, because we have a good meal, so we have the money to do that. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll quest for 4, 5, 6. So that guarantees us, unless we surge, unless we surge, I'm okay taking that risk. Okay, so 2, heroes cannot gain resources from card effects. Oh shoot, I don't know if I, dang it, I don't know if I did that with resourceful. I don't know if that was out at that time. Dang it. I think I messed that up earlier. I think I was getting resourceful from when that garden was out earlier. Let's finish it out. We may just run it back because it's kind of a quick game. I hate that. Okay, so we very much push. We'll leave this out. The passage out. You sense that the edge of the forest must be near at hand, but the woes of Master Huntsman and a band of them block your path. Your situation seems hopeless. There are simply too many of them. As they begin their attack, you realize your only hope of survival is to convince the pikemen that you are not the enemy. Add Druadan into the staging area. Siege. Characters use their defense instead of willpower when questing. And then characters use their willpower instead of fight when attacking enemies. If an enemy would be damaged this way, place progress tokens on it instead of damage. And then when an enemy has progress tokens equal to its hit points, add it to the victory display and place those progress tokens on this quest. So, pretty cool stuff. We'll leave this out. This guy's going to come and engage. We'll discard a good meal and spend 3. So 1, 2, 3. Actually, you know what? We will travel here instead. To play out of sight, so enemies cannot attack. Then we will swing with 4, 7, 8, 9 to kill. Allies cannot defend against him. And while he's in the victory display, all characters get +1 willpower and +1 defense. And unless he's in the victory display, we cannot win. So that actually puts 6 progress. So that's going to be 3 and 3. And that'll be the end of the round. We will increase our threat. Unexhaust everyone. Draw into the Stargazer. Pass out money. We have a siege quest here. We'll go ahead and spend 2 to play the Stargazer. We'll use Stargazer. A Test of Will. Arwen. Gandalf. Ooh, Gandalf would be really nice here. Ancient. And a Test of Will. Let's go Ancient, Gandalf, a Test of Will. No Maddie here? Okay, I'll say it. That was out of sight. Love it. Alrighty. Let's see what we can quest for. This is a siege quest, so it is a little different. So we got 2, actually 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. So we're questing for 19. We'll flip into 3. So we go down to 17, so we pass. So that's the game. I am going to run it back just because I feel like I missed this, and that I think probably could have changed the outcome because we had this fairly early. Yeah. Also, more Lord of the Rings is always fun. And I didn't really get to see what I wanted to do with the deck. How's the Mono Spirit deck working for you? Do you have enough attack power? In this scenario, yes. Mainly it's a combination of out of sight, so you don't have to... Our enemies are not attacking. And then Glorfindel swinging for 3. And then also in this last stage, you attack with your willpower. And so it's pretty nice. Wow, you remember this being much more difficult. Well, okay, so in my practice games, I have had some massive drawbacks. Like it, I had games where I lost on the second turn. So let's see let's see how the run back goes, because also I do enjoy this quest. I think it's a really fun one. So, but I also want to go into my secrecies. Interesting choice, but mono is good tech against prowl. Yes, it really is. We never got a Light of Valinor. All of my Elrond, all of my threat mitigation were right here at the bottom, and so I do want to see. I want to play. Regardless, I do want to try it again, just to try to see if we can get it so that we start hitting those secrecy, keeping it down to, like, you know, below 20 threats, and then there at the end just quest like crazy. So it is a fun quest though. I do enjoy the mono, because it makes it less detrimental to pay for stuff, if that makes sense. Especially once you get some money out there. So when you're collecting 5 blue resources around, it's like, okay, maybe I will pay 3 or 4 for this ally, and then if you mess up, it's not going to end the game for you. That still counts as a win for the oh, absolutely, yeah. We're gonna unbox. We're absolutely gonna unbox. Dune here might be nice here with the low threat attacking everything and staging. Oh yeah, you know what? That is a good point. I never even thought about that. He's at a 8. Is he an 8 threat? I think so. Yeah. So that would be. I'm trying to figure out who I would take out. Eowyn just has incredible questing potential, and so with her being able to quest so well, I don't want to take her out. But if we took her out, then we could start at a secrecy bonus. And attacks for 3 in staging. That's true. Yeah, the attacking for 3 in staging is big. That would be interesting. And then in stage 3 is only attacking for 1 in the staging area though, so that could be kind of an issue. I think Dune here is really good when you are able to give him attachments and weapons from tactics, and then he can start swinging for, or leadership actually, with like the marks, so he can be swinging for 4 to 5 in the staging area. Just didn't have that card. And then he can start swinging for like some crazy stuff. But since I don't have access to tactics or leadership, okay. I don't know if I shuffled these. Oh, I'm so excited for new cards. Josh, before you hopped on, I was saying that I was looking through my spirit cards, or my spirit heroes, and they're out of these 3, and maybe Dune here for some scenarios, there's really not a ton of cards that are heroes that I love in spirit, outside of like dwarfs, right? I feel like it's these 3 and dwarfs, and so I'm hoping that we get some more spirit heroes eventually, because I do like spirit. I find myself always running spirit. Like if there's one sphere that I feel like I couldn't drop, it'd probably be spirit at this point. And I want some new heroes to play with. He gets a nice weapon next cycle. Nice. Cool. Sam off the shore, thank you for the follow. I did not notice that you followed. Usually I get a little notification. That must be broken. But I appreciate it. Thank you. Alrighty. Let's do it again, right? The Pursuit. The leader of the underworld cabal from Minas Tirith has fled with his remaining henchmen. You have followed the trail to the Druadan forest, hoping to bring the nameless villain to justice. Set up search the encounter deck for Druadan and set him aside, out of play, shuffle the encounter deck. I'm pretty sure I'm going to just say his name different every single time. The Pursuit. The Druadan forest is a wild and dangerous place. It is said that Woes' reclusive forest dwellers still reside among the trees. You wonder if the quarry has considered you wonder if your quarry has considered the dangers of this course. When revealed, reveal one card from the encounter deck per player and add it to the staging area. No! No! Ouch! So, Archery 2, Prowl X. So, X is equal to the number of players in the game. We have 0 resources right now, so we can't. But Archery 2 is going to be brutal. There's an amazing Spirit Hero in Agmar, but that's a ways off. Bummer. We got the Key. We got a Northern Tracker, a White Tower Watchman, Resourceful, Gandalf, and an Unexpected Courage. I want threat mitigation. Gandalf could be my threat mitigation here. Gandalf could also kill this guy, which is probably the right call. It's so... I'm going to keep it. I got to keep it, I think. See what we draw into. Give me Stand and Fight. That does not help. Okay. Now we'll pass out money. We're showing 2 in the staging area. We're not going to spend any money because we don't want anything bad to happen to us. We'll quest for... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me fix my threat. We're down to 21. And our quest points are going to be down to 0. We'll quest for 6 against our 2 here. Flip into... Each Woes enemy gains Archery 1. Oofed. And then... So this is a 2. So this is going to be 4. We quested for 6. So we place 2 here. Travel here. And then he's going to have Archery 3. That hurts. We'll go 1 on Eowyn and 2 on Glorfindel. We'll stand up. We're not engaging that thing. We will use... We'll gain money. We'll draw a card into Dwarven Tomb. Let's go ahead and spend 2, 3, 4, 5 to play Gandalf to kill this guy. That's the other thing, Sam off the shore, is Gandalf can hit pretty tough enemies and kill them. We will quest for 10. Flip into a 3. So 7. So 5. 2 goes here. We'll travel. I never increased my threat last turn. Slow down. The end of the round, Gandalf goes away. We increase our threat. We ready? Draw into Against the Shadow. Pass out some money. Then at this point, we're going to just hang out a little bit. Next turn, we can get a Resourceful down. And then we'll start being off to the races then. Quest for 6. Eowyn and Frodo. Flip into... When revealed, each hero must pay 1 resource or take 1 damage. If no hero takes damage from this effect, Min and Dark gain Surge. Frodo will take 1. Eowyn will take 1. And Glorfindel will take 1. 6, 3 rolls. That's gone away. Stand up. Increase our threat to 24. That's not the right deck. Draw into... Ooh, Elfheim. Pass out some money. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4 to play Resourceful on Eowyn. Quest for 6. We have 7. So we could push here. Flip into a 0. So 6. That puts us over the edge. So we're pushed through the first. As you move deeper into the forest, the wilderness quickly swallows all traces of civilization. Pushing through a dense patch of the undergrowth, you come upon a dark and tangled grove. The scent of death strikes you. This is a 17 quest. In the grove, fleeting traders lie slain, pierced by poisoned arrows. As you search the pain-racked corpses for the body of their leader, the ominous echo of drums begin to sound among the trees. You desperately begin to retrace your steps from the woods. Let the fate of the traders become your own. Lest the fate of the traders become your own. Archery damage must be assigned to allies to Fable. We're going to travel here. We'll stand up. Increase our threat to 25. Pass out money. Draw a card. Ooh, it's another resourceful. Interesting. Go 2, 3, 4 to play resourceful. We have Frodo to take archery if we want to. We'll quest for 6. Flip into a 2. Heroes cannot gain resources from card effects, and then each player must pay 1 resource to travel here. That has a 2. So we quested for 6. We are actually going to... We're going to toss a stand and fight to increase it to 7, which clears this. We'll spend a resource to travel here. Okay. Is this the LCG? Have it on my wish list. So glad to see it. If so, yes, it is. It is the LCG. It is an incredible game. Absolutely love the Lord of the Rings LCG. It has about 10 years worth of content. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the story or with the release, but they come in cycles, and this is the 3rd cycle out of, Josh, how many cycles are there? 8? Then they have the sagas that have, like, go through the Hobbit, the Fellowship, Two Towers, and the Return of the King. And so you get to play through the story, and then these are kind of made up stories along the way, which is just, they're so incredibly well done. But it's such a crunchy game, and it's so incredibly fun. Highly recommend it. Do you play any of the other LCGs? They're 10 cycles. Great, even better. So we'll increase our threat to 26. We'll pass out money, but only 1 because of this guy. Then we'll draw a card into another Northern Tracker. How intriguing. We're just going to quest with Eowyn and Frodo. So starting out, should I get the revised core set? Yes. Yes, you should. So the revised core set is going to give you a lot of player cards. So like Eowyn here, a hero that I'm using, is from the core set or the revised core set. So get her. And then if you like that, I recommend probably picking up either these starter decks. So there are the dwarves, dwarves, elves, Rohan, maybe Beast or Josh can help me out with this. I don't remember what the starter decks are. Just TCGs right now. Digimon, nice. Okay, yeah, you'll love this then. And then there's the Dark of Mirkwood pack, which has a couple more scenarios, but then they've started releasing new cycles. So in the new release pack, well, I guess in the old release cycle, what they would do is they would give you a deluxe box and then 6 of these like mini packs, and this contains a game and then new player cards in it. Whereas the new way that they're releasing, which is a lot better in my opinion, because there are a lot of these that are really hard to find now, that I would recommend going with the new releases. So Beast Snow right now is playing through the Agmar, and it comes in 2 boxes. One's player cards, one is the scenarios, and it's a lot cheaper that way as well, and it's a lot easier to find. But they've released one of those, and they've announced that they're releasing the Fellowship of the Ring. Actually, I think that's out, now that I think about it. Josh, Gondor, dwarves, Rohan. How did I forget dwarves? That makes me sad. I feel like I should not have forgotten the dwarves. But highly recommend. There's also, if it'll pop up here, but we have a Discord for LCGs, so we play Lord of the Ring, or on that Discord we mainly talk about Lord of the Rings. There's Marvel Champions and then Arkham Horror. But if you are interested in LCGs, the Discord that we're in is, I think, a phenomenal spot. Really helpful. People will kind of talk you through, help you find exactly what you want to buy. It's just an incredible game, incredible system. So I lied, 9 cycles. Come on, Josh, what are you doing? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we're just going to quest for 6 here. We'll flip into Surge, Prowl 1, so prowl off Frodo. Oh no, into the Overgrown Trail. So that's 6. Oh. So we can exhaust our Ranger character to place 3 progress tokens there, which is nice because we do have a Northern Tracker. So we can hit that. But having this in the staging area is rough. Trying to figure out if I want to I'm trying to figure out if I want to toss a card. I like all of these cards. Maybe the key. I feel like we can toss the key up us to 7 and then place 1 progress here. Yeah, it's an incredible game. You have to do a lot, and so I think it works best at 2 players, but is absolutely playable solo, which is what I'm doing here. It's just such an incredibly fun game. This guy's going to come engage us. He's going to attack us for 2, which we will take undefended. Yep, so 2, no shadow effect. We'll use Frodo to raise our threat to 8, and then we'll have Glorfindel come in and kill this guy. What does Thor's key do? So Thor's key is you attach it to a hero, and then when a location comes out, you have a response action that you can attach this card to that location, and then it treats their printed text box as blank. So it's a really good card, especially with some of these like this guy. Like if we could, heroes can't gain resources from card effects. And so it's just, I mean, it could be very beneficial, but I don't know. I need to clear this quickly. At the end of the round, we'll increase our threat to 29, and also, so solely if you ever reach 50 threat, you lose the game. And so a lot of the game is trying to manage what that threat is. You come in with heroes that have specific threat values, so not all heroes are created, or not all equals are heroes are on the same power level. So like higher power heroes will have higher starting threat. So like right now I started at 21 because you add up the number here, and so there's a whole puzzle of what heroes you want to run. It's just great. Draw into Dwarven Tomb. We'll spend 1, actually we'll spend 2, 3, 4 to play Northern Tracker. We will exhaust Northern Tracker, who is a ranger, to place 3 onto the trap. Then we will quest for... What's my threat at? 29. It's less exciting. So we're questing for 6. So if we go perfect, we clear this. I'm thinking about running Glorfindel and assuring that we do, or almost assuring that we do, flip that. I'm going to do it. So we'll exhaust Glorfindel, increase our threat to 30, and now we're questing for 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So we're questing for 9. Flip into each player removes one character he controls from the quest if able. Then if any player has no characters committed to a quest, remove all characters from the quest. We'll remove Frodo. And so we go down 2. So we're questing for 7. This is 4. So 3 rolls, so 1 gets placed here. Nice. Okay, I'm good with that. Okay, we will unexhaust, draw a card into a test of will, pass out money, which we can get a lot of money now because that thing is gone. We'll go ahead and exhaust the Northern Tracker to get rid of this. We'll go 2, 3, 4 to play a Northern Tracker. Yeah, there it is. There's the link to the Discord. Thank you, Nightbot. Everyone say thank you to Nightbot. We'll quest for... I never raised my threat last time. Quest for 7. Flip into Surge. Each player must pay 1 resource for each attachment he controls or discard all attachments he controls. Okay, so we'll pay the resources. And then that surges into Prowl 2. Haha, joke's on you, I already lost my resources. Each questing hero must pay 1 resource or it's removed from the quest. Okay, so these get removed, so we're only questing for 1. Hilarious. Okay, stand up. Josh, I think I've probably asked you this before, but what is your favorite cycle in Lord of the Rings? Pass out money. Draw into Out of Sight. I think we're gonna hang out right here. We'll build out some resources. So 2, 6, 8. Oh, it was already here. That's 7. Okay, 8 to 0. Flip into a 2. This is Prowl 1. So we'll remove 1 from AON. Archery X. X is the number of heroes with no resources in their resource pool. So right now that is 0. He has a 25, so he will engage us, which is less exciting. And I don't have a great counter to that, actually. Oof. We quested for 8, so we'll place 6. 2, 4, 6. He'll engage. We'll take this undefended, so it's going to be 4. Remove X progress from the current quest where X is the attacking enemy's threat, so that's going to be 2. And then we take 4, increase our threat by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't swing back because he has a 3 defense. That's really bad. I need a Gandalf. Pass out money. Ancient Mathone. Not the finish he'd hoped for. Go 2, 4 to play Elfham. We have 5 resources, so we could have him not attack this turn if we wanted to. Which we're sitting at 36, which is probably not the worst idea. We could have a Northern Tracker block. The Northern Tracker could potentially live. And then we have Northern Tracker, Glorfindel, Elfheim to swing back. So let's do that. Let's quest for 4. We'll flip into each woe's enemy gets +2. So she's at a 2. So we'll place 2. We'll leave her in the staging area. We're not going to optionally engage her, because we're at 36. He's going to attack. We will have the Northern Tracker. Actually, we're going to have Elfum defend this. So it's going to be 4. Attacking enemy gets +1 for each hero the defending player controls with no resources. So +0. So he actually does survive. He takes 2 damage. He's alive. And then we will swing for 2, 4, 7, which is enough to kill. Okay. That was dangerous. At the end of the round, we'll increase to 37. I don't like how high my threat is getting. I need a Galadriel's. Pass out money. Draw into Gandalf. That doesn't really help. We could drop a Gandalf here at the end, but I can't drop Gandalf right now because he's just gonna go away. I can't have him increase threat every round by 3. We just lose if that happens. Also, in both of these games, I have not drawn into either of my Light of Valinors, so that's also kind of interesting. Okay, so we will have Northern Tracker defend here. So we'll quest for 1, 5, I guess 6 to 2. We'll probably be fine, yeah. Flip into Surge into, oh gosh. Oh, that's really bad. Okay, so we have Prowl 1 here, Prowl 1 here. This is Archery 2. So this is a 4, 8, 10. We quested for 6. Oh gosh, that's bad. That's really bad, because then these guys are gonna come attack us too. I think I'm going to toss Gandalf to take us up to I quested for 4, 5, 6. So we go to 7. So we miss it by 3. So our threat goes up by 3. And then Elfheim will trigger to reduce our threat by 1. So we're at 29. So she's not at least going to engage us. Yeah, this was bad. This was really bad. These guys are going to come and engage us. I get shadow cards. Actually, you know what? We're going to spend 2, 4... Oh, and this has Archery 2, so we'll just place these on the Northern Trackers. 1, 2. We're going to spend 2, 4, 5 to play Out of Sight. So enemies engaged with you cannot attack you this phase. So they can't attack. And we will swing for 3, 5, 6 to kill this guy. That was close. That was really bad. I need something to manage my threats, or else we're in a lot of trouble. Stand up. We go to 40. Pass out money. Draw into Good Meal. We'll throw Good Meal onto Frodo. We're going to spend 1 to play Dwarven Tomb to grab Out of Sight. Nice use of Out of Sight. Yeah, that was... I brought it back. It's coming back, man. Oh my gosh. We're at 40 threat. That is so bad. We're going to spend 2 to play Unexpected Courage on Glorfindel. That way he can attack twice. And we have the 3 to play out of sight again if we need it. Which we probably will. Because honestly, we're going to flip into another enemy. Because you know we will. Out of sight saving the day. Yes, very much. Let's quest for 4. 5. 6. 7. Yeah. 7. Flip into. Oh my gosh. No. 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 Number of players in the game. So we'll prowl off of Eowyn. Okay. Archery 2. Then these all come and engage. We're going to discard Good Meal and spend 3 to play out of sight. So these are dealt out but then discarded. So they're not attacking. This is our biggest threat here, which is 4. So we'll go 3. Oh no, we can't kill him. We can't kill him. We can do this though. We can kill this guy. We'll Unexpected Courage to ready, and then we'll swing for 4 to kill here. Also, dang it. I need to slow down a little bit. We got 4, 5, 6, 7. We quested for 7. We had 6 in the staging area, so 1 goes here. So we'll stand up. Draw a card. Into Elrond's Council, that's pretty big. Go up to 41. Pass out money. Elrond's Council is nice here. That allows us to give or reduce our threat by 3. We need 6 to kill this guy. There's gonna be 3. We can go 2, 4, 6, honestly. Well, we're gonna have Northern Tracker defend for us here. Or we're gonna have Elfheim defend for us here. And then we have a Dwarven Tomb to grab out of sight if we need it. We'll see. We'll see if we need it, but I'd rather not spend it right now. So let's go ahead and play Elrond's Council to reduce our threat by 3. We'll give Eowyn +1. So we'll quest for 5, 7 to 0. This is 2, 4. Yeah, so we won't be able to progress, which is fine. Flip into when revealed, each hero must pay 1 resource or take 1 damage. If no hero takes damage from this effect, it gains Surge. So we'll go 1, 2 damage. So that goes 7. So 1, 3, 5, 7. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. We're 1 away from progressing on this guy. He's going to attack. We'll have Elfheim defend. So it's going to be 3. Each woes enemy engaged with the defending player gets +1 attack. So, bye-bye. And then we will swing back for 3. Enough to kill. We'll unexhaust. We will draw, or we'll increase our threat to 39. We'll draw into a Dwarven Tomb. Okay, so couple of things here. Let's pass out money, just so we don't forget to do that. Okay, so we can Dwarven Tomb into Elrond's Council. We can Dwarven Tomb into Out of Sight. We can Dwarven Tomb into Elfheim. I don't think that's really the right call here. I think we Dwarven Tomb into Out of Sight, and we push, and then we have Out of Sight for not attacking. We need 9 damage, so that can be Eowyn. That can be our heroes here. Yeah, okay. I like that. I think we also probably... Well, let's hang off on grabbing Elrond's Council, because if we can draw into a Galadrians, I'd much rather Dwarven Tomb the Galadrians. So let's go ahead and spend 1 to Dwarven Tomb to grab Out of Sight. Yeah, so this is 3, 7, 9, because we're going to be attacking with our willpower. So if I quest for 2, is that going to be enough? I actually don't know. We have Unexpected Courage here, so we could ready... We'll do that. We'll go ahead and do 3, increase our threat to 40, 4, 5. Flip into Prowl 2. So we'll take 2 off of Glorfindel. When revealed, each questing hero must pay 1 resource or is removed from the quest. We'll have Glorfindel get removed from the quest. That pushes us. Also, Glorfindel is still exhausted, but Unexpected Courage is ready. So, okay. Here we go. The passage out. You sense that the edge of the forest must be near at hand, but the Wozes are master huntsmen, and a band of them block your path. Your situation seems hopeless, and there are simply too many of them. As they begin their attack, you realize your only hope of survival is to convince the Picklemen that you are not their enemy. Or the Pookel. Add Big Boy to the staging area. We're sieging, and then we attack with our willpower instead of... Not our willpower. Instead of attack. He will engage us. Allies cannot defend against him. However, we are just going to spend 2, 4, 5. Play Out of Sight. So this is the shadow card that gets discarded. And then we will swing for 3, 7, 9, which is enough to kill. And that places 6 progress tokens here on the main. We're at 40 threat. We will stand up. So now we have +1 willpower and +1 defense for everything. Increase our threat to 41. We'll draw into Arwen. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. Yes. Go here. Let's go 1, 2 to play Arwen. So after she exhausts, choose a character. That character gains Sentinel and +1 defense, which is actually what we're questing with here. Let's spend 2 to play Against the Shadow. So play only if each of your hero contains the printed spirit resource icon. Until the end of the phase, spirit characters use their willpower instead of defense. So now we're actually questing with what we're supposed to be questing with. So here's 2. Actually, this is 3. Let's count it up because we have +1. So 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Increase our threat. So we're questing for 19. We have a Test of Will in our hand. We have money to spend for Prowl. We have... I think everything is fine. And we also... I didn't unready, but we're ready here. Okay, so questing for 19, flip into a 3, that is game. So that goes down to 17, which is enough to clear. Did it with a threat of 42. That was way too close. That is the problem here. What a game. That was intense. That was intense. Like, I mean, we needed, there's 2 of the Gladrian greetings. Stargazer is down here. There's, again, Light of Valinors. There's Elrond Council. It just, I mean, I wasn't even close to drawing into some of these threat mitigation stuff. I mean, that was intense. That, if I Spirit needs some more card draw, and with Ancient Matham you have that, and with Gandalf you have that. But I'm wondering if the right way to go here is to do like a run songs and then give yourself access to lore or something. But not having that card draw can be brutal if you don't draw the right cards. So excellent. I think that this quest is a lot of fun, and I really did enjoy the puzzle of building the Monosphere deck. I thought that was really interesting. Alrighty, so next up we are going to be opening our next pack. So encounters at Amon Din. So this is going to happen. I'm going to go to the Be Right Back screen, clean up a little bit, and we're going to come back and open up this new next pack in the series, in our progression series. See you very soon.